The rundown, January 5th, first rundown in the new year. Welcome back, everybody. Let's start with what everybody is talking about. My guess is we're going to have the same exact take on this, and not nearly as fired up when it happened live. But obviously, the flag that was picked up, they announced the pass interference, and they picked it up, and that was the reason the Cowboys won the game. Big Cat, what do you got on this?
That was the best game of the weekend by far, and that call was crazy. I think, like you said, we're all going to kind of agree on it. So more important to me is Jim Caldwell then not going for it on 4th and 1. I know that it's like if you don't get the 4th and 1 there, then they have great field position. But if you get the 4th and 1, you basically end the game.
What's going on with your chair game?
What?
Your chair game. What's going on with you?
Doing a little Indian style?
You were sitting Indian style?
I have a bench underneath the table, and I just have my feet up on the bench.
All right, never seen that. Anyways,
I can put my feet down if you want.
No, in this we've been doing this for I don't know how long. Your knees have never been in the shot. Anyways, go. Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like Jim Caldwell kind of got off the hook there because the call was so egregious, and we all agree that it was fucked up that they picked the flag back up out of nowhere, which was clearly just the ref. He didn't have he was a pussy. That's all it came down to. The guy who made the call, they huddled up, and then they're like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "I don't know." And the big board's up above him, and everyone's screaming, and Jerry Jones probably has a laser pointer in his eyeball, and he puts the flag in his back pocket.
KFC?
I think everyone kind of agrees it's bullshit. They picked it up. It's ridiculous that if you're going to pick it up, you can't announce it. That's the main issue. You know what I mean? I think had they huddled up and pulled it away, that would have been a problem too, but not nearly. What is it? What do we got?
You got a Wolverine thing going on.
Yeah, I know.
You guys, the new year, you guys are both coming out swinging with new.
I got a haircut at a black barbershop. He butchered my hair, so that's why I'm wearing a hat. We got all kinds of new shit going on.
No Esteban for you?
No, I was out of town at a wedding, and I needed a haircut, and the guy, he was like, I'll hook you up. He had Big Sean just blasting, and all of a sudden I come
That's
out.
That's on you.
I don't know what is going on with my hair now.
That's your fault.
You don't grow, KFC. You don't grow hair in the face of the chin?
In the little butt. I got it going down a little bit, but I keep it away from the neck. I don't want to be.
No, but your chin.
Like right here. I got that like weird.
No, but not your whole chin. Like all of it. Like you're here. You're not in the middle.
Yeah, you're like here and here, not right here.
I feel like it's the longest and thickest here. I don't know.
Wow, but in the middle, KFC.
Like right here?
Am I dreaming
right
here?
You can't grow a soul patch.
All in here.
Yeah, that's a soul patch.
I can't even see myself. I don't know. Look, it is what it is, bro. I don't know. I'm going to shave tomorrow probably. I don't know.
All right, go ahead. Sorry. I'm distracted. New year, new guys. I don't know. I'm coming or going here.
Indian style, too. I'll get my knees up. And
I haven't seen each other for 2 weeks.
I know. You come out sitting Indian style, KFC looks like Wolverine. Except much uglier.
My biggest problem is with Mike Pereira. What is that guy? What's the point of that guy if in this situation he's going to sugarcoat it as much as he did? When he was like, they haven't really worked a lot together, so maybe that's what it is. Like, no, bro, this has never happened. I don't think this has ever happened. You're there to analyze and critique the officiating. Do your job. Like, stand up for me one time. Have a backbone and talk about how ridiculous this situation was. I understand now people are talking about today, it looked like it was a face mask. It was just a matter of picking up the flag, whatever. But him and the refs should be more accountable. Those guys should have to sit down and do a full press conference and explain themselves. No bullshit statements, because they impacted the game just as much as the players did, and all those guys have to answer to the media. So should the refs.
Yeah, and I agree with everybody. I don't think anybody. If they didn't throw the flag, I wouldn't have a problem. But and I can't believe nobody's come out with an example of this happening yet. I don't think it's ever happened. They should change that rule. Once you get on your little microphone and announce the penalty, it's like a play has been run. You can't then go back and change it.
The only time it ever happens is with intentional grounding, because I honestly think the refs don't even know intentional grounding rules like exactly. I think no one really does fully. There's always a scenario where there's intentional grounding where they'll throw it take it back, but I've never seen it with pass interference.
Also, I saw it was on Pro Football Talk. Who's an old famous ref? Gene
Sterator?
Whatever. It was one of the famous guys. He said it was like the right call because the receiver was I hate this because the receiver was running away from the football. Like that makes it not pass interference, which then isn't the receiver always running away from the football?
Well, there's a few things that I still like. Everyone's talking about the call. Matthew Stafford threw a bad ball. If he throws it where that ball should be, that's a touchdown. If he actually throws that in the air up to Brandon Pettigrew, it was a bad ball. And they had the 4th and 1. They had the Cowboys on a 4th and 6. They gave it up to Witten. They had them on 7.
There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit the Lions could have done differently throughout the whole game to still win that ball game. But that doesn't change the fact that this call was obviously the most pivotal and completely botched in every way.
And I love it because then I think I was actually the first one to bring up Dean Blandino. I remembered that story of him partying on the Cowboys bus with like Jerry Jones' son. And obviously it's not a conspiracy, but I'll play the conspiracy card. And I actually was so happy. I thought this, and I'm fucked up in my head. Like I was trying to think what would have happened to my life if that was the Patriots. And it would have ruined my life. Like,
dude, if this happened to the Patriots, and listen, the Lions should complain forever, but if this was the Patriots, it would have been the most insufferable thing ever. I think I would have to quit. I think I would have to quit just to never hear from you again, Dave.
And I'm not saying that as a joke. Like, I could almost not live with that, and I don't care about the Lions. I actually bet the Cowboys. But if that happened on my team, and I lost, and I know there's plays this, plays that, that was like cheating, basically.
Yeah.
Like they cheated.
Lions fans have every right to like be upset for basically the rest of life.
Yeah.
I'm pointing out that there was definitely more chances for them to win that game, and they didn't take advantage of it. Also, just as a side, Dean Blandino is such an awesome name. Like, that's just an awesome name.
Somebody hit it. Somebody tweeted at me. They nailed it. He's a scrappy, like, mid-90s, late 80s Intercontinental champion. Like, that's exactly who he is, Dean Blandino. Christie, back in the booth. Everybody's kind of touched upon this. I now hate him. KFC, you said it shouldn't bother me. I used to like this guy. I was on Team Fat Guy. I don't like him anymore. You can start.
Well, let me ask you this. Is it because it's the Cowboys?
No.
So, like, if he was a Lions fan, if the situation was reversed, or if he was, like, a Minnesota Vikings fan or something?
No, it definitely maybe has something to do with the Cowboys when you put it that way. I guess there's a list of teams that would really bother me. You just picked a couple that it wouldn't. Like, if he was a Ravens fan or a Broncos fan or those teams would bother me. Jets.
I think the list is a
Jets
lot
wouldn't.
shorter, though, of teams that it bothers you. My point just being, like, if you hate the Cowboys because everybody does, cool. But I think it's ridiculous that we're bashing him for being a hardcore sports fan. It's just that we don't like the team he's rooting for.
Yeah, and I know people are saying, well, he's like the governor of New Jersey, so he's at the Giants Super Bowl. There's not only the picture, there's that interview, which I posted next to it, and he's playing it off like he's a Giants fan. Now, it's not the Giants and the Cowboys are like arch rivals. You can't be both. And if you really like the Cowboys as much as he is acting like he likes the Cowboys, you do not grab the Super Bowl trophy when your arch rival won it and start talking. That's the biggest issue. Those guys are like arch enemies. So yeah, you're the governor, but if you're this big Cowboys fan, everybody should know that, and you shouldn't play Giants fan for that day.
Yeah, I think he should have been a little more subdued during the Giants Super Bowl because he's going to be there, and he's going to be part of it all because he's the governor. I don't know if he needs to be holding the trophy and, like you said, kind of hamming it up. But he is the fucking governor of the state, and they play. You know what I mean? Like you can't expect him to not be a part of it at all. Right?
Yes, I can. Or at least mention, I wish this was the Cowboys when you're holding that. Like the Cowboys were non-existent in that moment. Big Cat.
Yeah, he should have. I agree that aspect of it is very, very strange. But when it comes down to it, Kevin is 100% right that people are really just jealous. Like if Jerry Jones called you up and was like, "Hey, you want to come down to the box and we'll fuck some, whores and we'll watch we'll watch the boys, and then we'll go out and we'll fuck some more whores. Who's gonna say no to that? Yeah. Who would ever say no to that? So yes, I agree. It's fucked up with the whole Giants thing. That seems very odd. But if you can't sit here and just say to yourself, I wish it was me in that box and not, instead of Christie, you're lying.
Yeah, but I generally hate people I'm jealous of to begin with. So that's fair. That would just make me hate him more. And if he said that or did it some other way, I have no problem. I just don't know how you can be that. And that's the other thing, by the way. I like Jerry Jones. I don't like the Cowboys, but I like Jerry Jones. I love how this is like some people have kids and dogs. He is the Cowboys. Like, this is what he gets super excited about. So I like that. It's just you got a guy there who is acting like he's just as happy as Jerry Jones, but then he's celebrating giant Super Bowls. That's my issue. I would go in a heartbeat if he asked me to go. Heartbeat.
More needs to be talked about how Christie, his high five and his hug game, there was that moment where, like, Jerry Jones was hugging his GM, and Christie was looking for high fives, and then he, like, jumped in with the hug. If you're in an owner's box, you need to be, like, the best, like, second banana when it comes to high fives and hugs. You can't just be hugging people and looking for high fives when other people are hugging. You have to be in tune. That's, like, your only job.
Yeah, but look what we're talking about. He's a fucking weeble wobble. He can't get his arms up. He's got the fupa. He's been bad at this his whole life. You can't expect him now to be money in the box.
Yeah, it's the playoffs. It's the playoffs. Hello? It's the playoffs.
Next up, this is real quick. I thought this was funny. Mike Davis, that's the guy's name, the weird guy from Oakland? Mark Davis. Flying Southwest. I honestly have made fun of my parents for like 2 months straight that they fly Southwest. Southwest is the poorest, saddest, you're a failure at life airline going. And when you own a football team, to be flying on that, the only way you should be on Southwest is you walk up, you drop a bag of money, and you buy the plane and own it. That's the only way somebody that rich should be on Southwest. Big Cat?
Well, I disagree with you about Southwest in terms of, like, for regular people. I fly Southwest all the time. It's not a bad airline.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, whatever.
Southwest is not a bad airline. What's worse? Frontier?
Spirit's the worst.
All right, Spirit, Southwest, Frontier. If they crash, it's on you. They're all in that category. Like, I took a shot on a $4 airline.
This picture did make me feel better. It should make Kevin feel better, too. Because right now, there's a competition going on in the NFL playoffs with the real teams, and then all the shitty teams are competing for the same coaches and GMs. And so seeing Mark Davis flying on Southwest like a fucking poor person just like reinvigorates my soul, knowing that the Bears aren't the absolute worst.
And I mean, even in the NFC, and I know it's the division and all that, but that Carolina-Arizona game was probably the worst playoff game in the history of the league. And if you can't get in the playoffs over those teams, I don't know what to say. KFC?
This guy, I mean, anyone walking around with that bowl cut has no sort of self-awareness to begin with. So to jump on him for flying commercial and flying Southwest, it's like we got bigger fish to fry when it comes to this guy.
I got to see what route he was taking. Maybe it was the only airline that went direct.
I just can't understand. Like, I'm not going to – if you're a billionaire, you should be flying a private jet. If you don't fly a private jet – say maybe the private jet is fucking in Tahiti with like one of you, like with your wife or something. At least you should be flying first class. There is no first class on Southwest. I could fly the same as him with like the $40 upgrade going to the front of the line.
Southwest is the pits. The fact that we're calling this a normal airline. Southwest is a disgrace to flying, along with those other airlines. You fight for your spot in the thing. It's $1 for this, $1 for that. No TVs. The thing's a joke. Southwest, for that guy to be flying Southwest is stunning. This ski guy, I forget the name of the mountain. It's somewhere out west, Bridgeport or something, Bridgeland. The nut and bolt to this is he bought a ski lift ticket that did not include what seems to be a very intense part of the mountain because he didn't have a transponder. I thought that just meant if you get it, pretty much people are up my ass. I guess the transponder is if there's an avalanche, you can get out of there. This guy's throwing F-bombs all over the place. So mad.
Anywhere on here. It's not out of bounds. It's one of your fucking lift lines. You now said when I bought my ticket, but I can't ski every fucking lift on your mountain. Hey, that's bullshit. Hey, I want my money back.
I have a 4-year-old.
I want my money back. You tell them to watch what they're selling. I want my money back. I know. You're not sorry. I want my money back. I'm not moving. Help them on another line. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. There's nothing that says that lift, that I don't have access to every lift when I buy a ticket. It doesn't. Tell me. Show me. Show me where that lift line says when I pay $52 I can't ski it. It doesn't. Nowhere does it say that lift line is the only one I won't have access to when I bought the ticket. You guys are wrong. You're ripping me off. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
6 other lifts on the mountain that you have access to.
I paid to ski the mountain. I came up here for that purpose. Oh my God, I didn't have access to the entire mountain? You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. You misrepresent what this is. I want my money back. Put it on the card. Then let me talk to somebody that can.
Right now, I'm the one in charge.
KFC, what do you got on this guy?
I just can't imagine anything in my life getting this worked up over. It's like a $50 ticket, right? I mean, I wouldn't be this upset if we were like disputing like a $5,000 bill. I mean, at some point, you just gotta let it be, dude. It's a $50 ticket. Just cut losses here. Let bygones be bygones.
Big Cat?
Did you notice that the guy filming it was like cowering behind all the poles and stuff? So I want to make fun of this guy for being like so irrational and yelling at the ski people, but everyone knows one of these people. They're just like, they fight about everything with everyone, and they're scary. Like, that guy is scary. He'll like sue you. He'll fight you. He'll do anything in his power to make sure that he gets off. So I'm kind of standing with the guy who's videotaping behind the pole and shit.
I had the perfect answer. It's for the odd thing of this whole deal was that it was for his own safety, like the transponder. So just sign a waiver and send him on his way. I do get mad. The only time I get that worked up is when I talk with like customer service people, whether it be for like my bank, the phone. For some reason, my fuse goes. Just today, I called Citizen Bank. No joke. My ATM card, the bank across the street from this office, they ate the card and they didn't tell me. If you leave it there for like an hour or something and don't claim it, they just eat it. I'm on a first name basis with these people, so they know me. What?
Wait a minute. Wait.
That's for your own benefit.
I understand that's for my own benefit.
Okay.
So what are you complaining about?
Just like the transponder. I'm not done. Listen. First of all, my point is they know who I am. They show up at this office uninvited to like, hey, Dave, how you doing? Can I sell you on this? They call me once a week. When they got the card, they knew, like, they see it, and they're like, Dave, your card's here. I could have walked across the street. It's literally across the street, and gotten the card back. When I walked in, I said, did I leave my card in the ATM? And they're like, yeah, we got it, and then we destroyed it. So that pissed me off. I understand it's for my benefit, but they know who I am. That's not when I got mad. I couldn't get the card because no one's here at the office to sign for FedEx, so I didn't have it sent, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, today on the phone, I'm trying to get it, and they're asking me all these security questions. I didn't have the answers to them because I was driving, because I was multitasking, trying to save time, get this thing done when I'm not blogging, and they wouldn't, like, verify me, even though I answered everything, but I didn't know, like, the penny of the last thing. I just ended the call. I go, you motherfuckers, and just hung up on them. So that's the long way of doing this story. I felt bad after. I didn't have to call him a motherfucker, but I was just so mad. And
the
that's
person you're talking to is like,
I know.
like some chick in India.
I just said, you motherfuckers. Just hung up on him.
Yo, don't leave your card in the fucking machine next time, man. That's on you. That's never happened to me once.
That's
Also,
on me.
Where do you bank?
Citizens.
Yeah, so that's a poor person bank because all ATMs now, they give your card right back, so that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't even eat mine. I just do a swipe.
Exactly. You do poor people banking, like Southwest. You're a poor person banker.
I stuck with the same bank I've had forever. I don't like switching. They should have called. It wasn't that. I apologize to that Citizens Bank. I actually, I was really mad, but I laughed instantly when I got out of the car because it was unneeded. It was uncalled for. It's like Monday, first day back at work. And I'm just like, she's like, sorry, can't verify. You go, you motherfuckers. Just hung up the phone. So unneeded. Stuart Scott, last story, going to serious. I do have a call, so if in like 5. This was the big story, obviously, of yesterday. ESPN spent the whole day. How do I say this without this coming? All right.
Here we go.
No. Nope.
Buckle up.
Yeah.
I did not like Stuart Scott as an anchor.
Wow.
I thought the treatment he got was reserved for the King of Britain. I didn't know he was that big of a star. By all accounts, a great guy, but I was actually taken aback by how big the celebration was yesterday, and I wasn't sure if people were just piling on because he had cancer or I was just out of the loop. But I really did not like him as an anchor, maybe because I'm white. I don't know. I'm
white.
Bro, this is supposed
you guys
to be
just
like,
both
it's so sad that Stuart Scott died, and now you're like a racist who hates cancer at this point.
No. I think I'm bringing up legitimate points. You guys just both prep schooled me, face. But I think even ESPN, they're like, he opened the door for everybody was the same. They're all like white yuppie sports guys, and then his slang. I don't know if it's revisionist history. I thought he was like the worst anchor. Great guy, so sad. Obviously, cancer's sad, but I was surprised that Obama is talking about him and shit. That I didn't see that coming.
Well, I actually liked him. I don't know about Kevin. I think Kevin agrees with me. When we were growing up, like the booyahs and stuff, that made it fun for me. So, and I don't think you have to be a black person to get it. I think the reverence that he got and the effusive praise that he got was mostly because he's probably a really good guy in person, and that's rare. I bet you Berman's a fucking dick. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Whereas Stuart Scott, by all accounts, he was a great person both on and off the air. So he deserves that.
So that is the question. People saying he built ESPN, blah, blah, blah. I mean, ESPN was already built when he got there. Chris Berman built ESPN.
Right.
I don't think he's getting that send-off. Is he?
I think there's two. I think Berman would get a big send-off. I think he won't get the same, outpouring of love, really, because it sounds like he's kind of a dick in real life. I think two things. I think one, he was different. All those other Sports Center guys were all the same, so he's different. And two, I think the SB speech and the way he battled cancer publicly and spoke so eloquently about it, you just naturally kind of gravitated towards him, and he became that much more of a lovable character. I think it's hilarious how everyone's talking around, they say things like he brought in a new way to do it. And he did things his way. It's he's talking like a black guy. Let's just say it.
Yeah,
guys talking like a black guy now. It was black people slang, and it was funny, and it went mainstream, and that's cool. It shouldn't be like eggshells.
Right. And I didn't like it.
That's fine. You're just a dick, but whatever.
Yeah, you are a dick. Did you the long piece they did, the 15-minute piece was great, but the start when he was a movie reviewer in Durham, North Carolina, he had the nerdiest voice of all time.
Yeah.
All time. I was laughing out loud at that. I wasn't laughing at Stuart Scott. I was laughing at how funny his voice sounded.
And I watched all the reviews and I was touched by him just like anybody. I didn't hear anybody, and I wasn't going to be the guy that led the charge on Twitter and be overrated, but I didn't hear anybody basically be in any circle, and I guess who's going to say it. I'd like for all those people cowering in the corners right now, being I didn't really like Stuart Scott. I got you back. I didn't either. Sad story, but I did not like him on SportsCenter.
I didn't think I was going to be as affected as I was. I was actually surprised by how much I was oh shit, this really, really sucks. And me, all I needed is as cool as the other side of the pillow. If that is all Stuart Scott ever did, that's a legendary line. That would have been enough for me.
I could reel off the top of my head 10 anchors that I liked more than him. He was borderline turn the channel for me.
You're just a hipster turd in the punch bowl guy. That's just kind of your thing.
No, I stick up for the little people who are afraid to voice their opinions. And again, this isn't the guy. It's a sad story. I'm just talking about his work on camera where it was like it honestly made it sound like we were talking about the guy who invented SportsCenter, and I never felt that way about him. So whatever. But I mean, R.I.P. It's a sad ass story. Obviously, anytime what did he 49? Horrific shit. Absolutely horrific shit. So that's the rundown. After show, I have a call now. So if you, I mean,
let's do the call for the after show.
No, it's a serious one. Or as
call someone a motherfucker for the after show.
I mean, it's as serious as trying to get DraftKings to sponsor my Super Bowl house can be. So,
you motherfucker.
And by the way, I'm not scared of the Ravens. Let me just say that. Anybody wants to know, I'm not scared of the Ravens.
Joe Flacco is like, at some point you have to be like, you know what? Joe Flacco just gets it done in the big game.
He does, but we're much better and they're much worse, and they shouldn't even be in the playoffs. And Pittsburgh stinks, so I don't care about beating Pittsburgh. Yeah, did you guys know Terrell Suggs? You forget that? He's the biggest criminal of them all. The guy pours fucking bleach on his pregnant wife, broke her nose. Come on. The Ravens, I know people are going to root against me because they don't like me, but if you like humanity, you should be rooting for the Patriots.
It's a humanity question. All right, later.